Deontay Wilder could potentially be facing Zhilei Zhang on the undercard of AJ versus Francis Ngannou. Now, let's break a couple of things down here. What's kind of funny is that after all these years of AJ and Wilder going back and forth, that Wilder could potentially be on AJ's undercard twice in the space of 6 months. Wilder, the big superstar, could potentially be on AJ's undercard twice, because the Saudis know who the real star is in the heavyweight division at the end of the day. You know, Wilder was practically mostly famous off the back of the whole AJ stuff. They were keeping it a buck, right? People don't remember back in the day, before the Ortiz fight, when Wilder fought Stefan, no one cared. When Wilder fought, who did he fight after Stefan? Was it? Did he go straight into Ortiz fight? No one really cared about Wilder there. You know, and then the Ortiz fight happened. You got a bit more buzz, and all him and the AJ stuff happened, and you got more buzz, and then Fury stuff happened, and you kind of got a lot more famous. And then you look at the numbers he does against Ortiz in the second fight, wasn't great. Alone, he's not that big in terms of selling pay-per-views, but when he's got a good dance partner, they can do good numbers. AJ is kind of one of those people where alone he can still do good numbers. Obviously, his light has dimmed over the years now since the Usyk losses and the Ruiz losses, but he still does decent numbers. Anywho, he could potentially fight Zhilei Zhang, the undercard of the AJ fight, and it is an interesting fight, man. We've seen Zhang just going down with Polak's Joyce twice. The first time his eye was horrible to look at. The second time he just flatlined him. I don't know how Joyce got up from that right hand, but yeah, it will be interesting. At the end of the day, Zhang's not young. Zhang's 40, Wilder's 30. They're both older men now. Both guys who probably are towards the end of their career, like probably not got that many years left. Zhang maybe a bit less, but Zhang's been looking good recently, really good recently. And it depends if Wilder shows up and he gets his right hand go. Listen, man, he could potentially get Zhang out. They can never count him out. I would favor Zhang at this point, though. One thing people are saying, Zhang is slick with his counters, man. Zhang is very slick with his counter shots. And if Wilder don't set up his right hands properly and just goes gung ho, he could get countered, and we can actually see Wilder get knocked out in this fight. But again, like I said before, I would favor Zhilei Zhang in this fight going in. It's a really risky fight for Deontay Wilder. As a fan, I want to see it. If I was Wilder's management, I'd be like, I don't know about it. I don't know if I want to take that fight. But if Wilder loses again, it's like, now what? And the heavyweight scene is so interesting right now because it literally is, what have you done for me lately? A few weeks ago, a year ago, a year and a half ago, it was AJ's finished. AJ should retire. Tyson Fury was the guy. Everyone, I'm gonna make a video about Tyson Fury in a bit, talking about how he's unbeatable, the greatest of all time. And then he goes and looks average against Francis Ngannou, and everyone's like, "Oh man, he's finished, he's washed, he's on the slide." In fact, then Wilder's looking like this beast, and then he gets beat up by Fury twice, and then his star demons. And then at one point, Joe Joyce was being beat up Parker and finished him. I think it was in the 11th or 12th round. Maybe 10th or 12th, that's when he finished them off. Joyce was the guy, and Joyce was going to beat AJ, and Joyce could be a tough fight for Wilder, and then he gets knocked out. And, you know, the scene changes again. And Parker was like, oh, Parker's finished off for Joyce. He was only like 30 at the time, by the way, which is crazy. Parker's still so young. And now Parker's going to beat Wilder. Now Parker's like, oh, shit, maybe Parker's back. The division has changed a lot. I would love to see this final undercard. It would be great to see. It's nice to see that potentially as well the activity is high. AJ is going to fight 4 times in under a year. Prior to this fight, we hadn't seen Wilder fight in over a year. I want to say a year and a half. No, it was about a year from the Helenius fight. So it'd be good to see him come back in March potentially and be more active if he wants to do it. So I'd be looking forward to it. Let me know what you think about this fight. Would you be interested in the Zhilei Zhang fight and Wilder? I would be. Pay for watching the video, subscribe, and see you next one. Peace.